This guy seems to have all the upgrades that we saw in the secret scene by the end of the second part of episode 69, added by Dafuk. He has protective earphones on his main camera, square protective lens, and the backpack combined with jetpacks that can be seen from the behind. I'd also like to point out that he's dressed in the very slick and hip suit, the material of which reminds me not of the classic cameraman's coat, but of a somewhat closer to leather jacket. And his right sleeve is also being tucked in, which makes his whole posture even cooler. And in general, I'd say that this picture does not really look like the leak for the original Dafuk series at all. And I'll explain why just in a moment. Let's focus on the weapon this cameraman holds in his hands. This thing is not looking similar to the weapon POV from the end of the second part of episode 69 was handed to. That weapon reminded me more of a laser gun, although initially it was intended by Dafuk to be a shotgun at first. But this thing that the cameraman in the shot is holding reminds me of two things that are not anyhow connected to the episode 69. First of all, this weapon seems to be the model of a backburner from the game titled Team Fortress 2 that was carried by the character called Blue Pyro. And we already witnessed a few references to this game that Dafuk had been making throughout the series, so I am absolutely sure he's aware of this game and pretty much loves it. And the second thing is that this weapon also looks similar to the flamethrower that Titan Speaker had in episode 11 of the Skibidi multiverse by Dom Studio. Hey guys, remember what I used to say about how I expect to see more and more interconnections between the Dafuk's original series and the multiverses? Here's the perfect chance to develop this theory once again. But there's one crucial detail here though. If in episode 11 of the Dom Studios multiverse series, Titan Speaker's flamethrower had been spitting the conventional yellow type of fire, then in this leak, we see how the weapon of the cameraman in the center is shooting bright blue type of fire. And if you guys didn't know, blue flames are much hotter in temperature and more powerful than the yellow ones, so this weapon must be extremely hard-hitting. And what I instantly remembered while thinking on the differences between those two types of flames is the final Zuko versus Azula fight from the animated series called Avatar: The Last Airbender, where one of the characters used yellow flame to fight, while another one was being equipped with the blue one. But if we'll step aside from the multiverse and media references takes, I can simply state that this blue fire can also be connected to the concept of Titan Cameraman's core blue flame. That was incredibly powerful as well. Now let's say a few words about the cameraman that can be seen further in the background. Unlike the guy in the center who's wearing the new square protective lens, this one has the classic round one, which surprised me a bit. It seems to me that not all the cameramen are being equipped with the latest upgrades of cameraman scientists' inventions, but some are still keeping the classic elements of their armory. Generally, I assume that the guys from the second leak can be found inside of the bunker, unlike two Skibidi from the first picture. It seems like the two cameramen are standing right near one of the base's main entrance's doors, where a few letters can be noticed, while the first half of the word was being covered by the cameraman's silhouette standing in the center. The letters are "Oh Oking," and I assume that the whole expression must have been sounding like "no smoking," and I have an idea about that. Apparently there are some explosives near in the area, and it may be a trap for the Alliance forces prepared for them by Skibidi welders. I think that would actually make a lot of sense, because if not for that, then the whole concept of smoking can be quite funny. Because who's there to smoke in the series? Toilets or robots? By the way, speaking of that, I'm still waiting for Dafuk to explain the concept of toilet paper we've seen in the previous episode. And that was all for today. I'm looking forward to the next 2 leaks Elite Cameraman is about to drop tomorrow, and the same goes to the next episode of Skibidi Toilet series. I really hoped you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, don't forget to hit like and subscribe buttons not to miss my new videos. And that was me, ISO Toilet. See ya!